Hi, I'm Christy. Today I want to talk to you about making the best choice for your loved one. So as we wind up this series, I want to provide a brief summary of what we've covered and offer a few tips to keep in mind as you're making your decision. Over the past few weeks, we've considered having our loved ones live in a number of different scenarios. Our personal home, at home with friends or family, a group home, living communities, and supported living environments. Now, each of these options offers its own set of pros and cons, and as I've discussed those each individual blog that I've linked to in the post above. You can find the links to those at www.havenofhopeforme.com. These originally posted in May of 2021. Now, I also realize that no one option will be the right answer for every situation or for every family. However, I'm fairly certain that each option presented will be the right fit for some families. And hopefully, this list of options will lead you to your perfect solution for your loved one. So after reading through this series and researching the options in your area, it's time to bite the bullet and make a decision. Yes, it's a bit nerve-wracking. Yeah, it's a big step. But I suspect it's also one that you can all look forward to with great anticipation and excitement. As I think about the key points that I want to make sure you remember, here's a few things that pop into mind. First, keep an open mind. I know, I think I've said that pretty much every week, but it's so important. Many of the parents I've talked to appear to have made their decision and are proceeding along that path with no intention of ever changing paths. The problem that I see is that I'm not sure they've ever really considered anything except for what they're currently doing, and that's usually to have their loved one live at home with them. Again, for some families, that's a great solution. But don't default to that solution because of a lack of looking into other options. Also, be willing to put some time and effort into researching the options in your area. Good options rarely, if ever, just fall into our laps. They take effort and research. But I find that this effort is usually well rewarded when I find the perfect answer to whatever it is I'm researching. I suspect you'll find the same thing. And then remember that your choice today doesn't mean that you can't change to another choice in the future. I have a friend who's always reminded me that the first job we choose for AJ is not going to be his last job. In the same vein, the housing choice you make today is, in all likelihood, not going to be the one that lasts for the rest of your loved one's life. A couple other thoughts to think about. Be willing to consider options outside your immediate area. Now, I have to admit, this one's new to me, but I'm liking it more and more. If we truly want our loved ones to live as independently as possible, then we need to be willing to move them out of our realm of control. Sometimes that means moving them across town, or maybe out of town, even out of town. It doesn't mean that you don't love them. It doesn't mean that you don't want to be involved in their life anymore. What it does mean is that you're willing to push them to live as independently as possible, to succeed in living their best life apart from you. Also, be willing to consider options outside your current comfort zone. Now, this can be another tough one. We all love staying in our comfort zones. Life is much easier when we remain where we're most comfortable. But growth rarely happens inside a comfortable life. If we want to continue to grow and challenge our loved ones to continue to grow, then we need to be willing to move outside our own comfort zone, as well as those of our loved ones. Finally, give yourself grace and try again if things don't work out. This is similar to what I've said before, but we tend to be extra hard on ourselves if we make a choice and then it turns out badly. Instead of beating yourself up, give yourself grace, learn from the experience, and make a new choice. Maybe it's the right choice, just the wrong location. Or maybe there's a personality clash with someone else in the house that couldn't have been foreseen. Or maybe it turns out your loved one doesn't even like this option after all. Regardless of what the issue is, research again and make a new choice. It's really not the end of the world. So my question for you this week is this. What option do you think would be best for your loved one? Have you started on the path to making that put that into place? Once again, I'd love to hear your thoughts. You can leave me a comment below, or you can leave me a comment on the blog. Again, that's at www.havenofhopeforme.com. This originally posted in May of 2021. I'm continuing to research my options for AJ so that I can continue to say that life is good and there is never a dull moment.